every taste on the tip of my tongue. Bend my nail, bite my thumb. Evidence won't clear my name. Baby, in your presence will be so forever. Into the moment when I press my eyes shut. Now I'm ready. Anyone else is what we always wanted. Yeah, when we hold it till there's nothing else can let us down. The only answer is what we've always wanted for. I'll do anything. I'm not asking this is mine through the perfect strings. 10,000 days on the line. Days won't clear our names. Oh, baby, it's our last kiss. Will last forever. That's the moment when I rest my eyes shut. Now I'm praying. Yeah, the only answer's what we've always wanted. Ooh, when we hold it till there's nothing else can let us down. The only answer's what we've always wanted for.
Eject them, it's over! Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies! Here come the Buffalo Sabres!
Welcome to I'll Hang Up and Listen. I am Duane, host of Two Goalies, One Mike, without my normal co-host Connor Hurley. Sabres lose an absolute stinker, 5-1. Really nothing good to really speak on in that effort. I mean, it was just, there's really one word that can describe it. It's dog shit. It was a dog shit effort from beginning to puck drop. The most enthusiasm that we saw from the entire night was from the anthem singer. That's about it. They were down 2-0 in the first 2 minutes of the game. I mean, talk about not even just slow start, just like, I don't even know what to call that. They had 35 shots on net in 2 games against the Flyers. They were lucky to get out of Philadelphia with a win the other night. They were lucky to get out of Philly with a win, mind you. UPL stole them a game. 38 saves 2 nights ago. Stole them that game. 100%. Tonight, I really saw nothing wrong with his game. It's not like there's anything he did that lost them this game. Farabee, again, just gets them on the board early. Barely 2 minutes in, less than 2 minutes into the game. And then I can't even pronounce the guys on literally like 30 seconds later, 2-0. Right off the jump. Right off the rip. 2-0 down. They go up 3-0. I believe it was on the Konechny goal. One common theme that I've hammered home is this team is terrible defensively as a team. They just are. They're not good. Like the analytics say they're the pack, but you watch games like tonight and just like, where's your head at? Like, where's your head at, Henry Yoki? Are you? Like, where's your head at, Owen Power? Like, for instance, like I'll get to Owen Power in a second because we kicked off the show with dog shit effort. That fourth goal, was it the fourth goal or the fifth goal? Who knows? But he had 2 to 3 steps on his man, the close man to the forechecker, and he lost that race to the puck. And yeah, it was Alex Tuck's fault that turnover happened, but that whole sequence should have never, ever, ever happened because he lost his battle. He lost his race to the puck with a guy that he clear as day had beat. He had at least 2 to 3 steps on him. And you're Owen Power, first overall pick. To have that type of effort in this game, a game where it's not like you played a back-to-back where you should have any reason to be tired. You had a full day off. You didn't have, all you had this morning was an optional morning skate. There's no reason you should have been tired for tonight, or you shouldn't have been amped up. The whole aura around the goat head jersey, we're unbeatable. Feel so evil. And like Rasmus Dahlin said, and you came out and you looked like you were wearing the Turdberger jersey. Let's be real. You came out looking like you were in the Turdberger jersey. You weren't wearing it like that's a slap in the face of the goat head tonight. That effort you just put out there. It was a joke, an absolute joke. And I don't know, man. I hope they come out tomorrow. I've had tomorrow night's game circled on my calendar for a while. Against the Leafs. Shout out to my girlfriend. Happy birthday to her tomorrow night. It's like, this effort tonight and then going in tomorrow, I don't even want to watch the game. And I hate the Leafs. I'll watch the game, but it's a joke, absolute joke that you're going to head into a matchup like tomorrow night off an effort like this. I mean, I even said it, you might as well throw in Devin Levi there in the third period. Let him see a few pucks before he goes into one of the toughest buildings to play in the NHL in Toronto. And him being a Quebec kid, out of Montreal, it's gonna make it even tougher for him. That's a tough building to play in for anybody, especially for somebody who from Quebec who, they're gonna get on him. They're gonna get it on him early because they know he's a Montreal kid. So they're gonna be in his grill, that fan base from the jump. You're gonna hear the Levi chants, pretty early. So I don't know, man. That type of an effort tonight, that's inexcusable. And it's not the first time we've seen it. We saw it at the beginning of the season where they had a lot of issues getting, just kind of like Okposo said it in the post game. We kind of just dipped our toes in rather than just jumping in. Yeah, they dipped their toes in again tonight, just like they dipped their toes in early in the season. It was a joke. This whole sequence has been a joke. I don't know. I really don't know how else to explain it. They lost puck battles. They were puck watching again for most of the night. Complete lack of awareness on their own end. Played with almost zero urgency. I don't know, man. It's just that was a turd burger, an absolute turd burger. And I wish Hurls was here to have some back and forth with him. Unfortunately, he is jammed up for tonight. But I'm here. I'm here to vent and to remind you that if you need to drown your Sabres blues tonight, to get over to Fatty Beer Company. I have all 7 locations. Western New York's craft beer marketplace, market and tap room. 300 beers to choose from at their 7 Western New York locations. Open daily, 7 days a week from 11:30 to 10:30 and later. Live music and events all the time. And you can follow them all on their socials at Fatty Beer on Instagram, on Facebook and Twitter, or go over to fattybeer.com. And obviously, the most important thing, they are kid and dog friendly. So if you want to bring your pooch, can't find a babysitter, bring them on down to Fatty Beer. Again, I also obviously our second sponsor, second but certainly not second, Buffalogo Apparel Company. You always like to shop local. Buffalogo has so many options to choose from. I'm actually wearing a cap here from Buffalogo on my head. Once the Bills, the Bandits, the Sabres, the Bisons, they have all your local professional sports covered, as well as just local sports. I know they go, they assist in a lot of local teams in their apparel. A lot of local restaurants, bars, etc. Get over to Buffalogo at their Instagram handle at Buffalogo Co. BUFFALOGOCO. Same thing on Twitter as well. So definitely go check them out. I highly suggest the Stefan 316 shirt. Phenomenal shirt. Piggybacking off his Stone Cold beer can smash from a few weeks ago. I know that was a pretty hot item. And in terms of the Sabres, you can't go wrong with the ball cap that has the NFL shield, BUF, instead of the NHL. It's an unbelievable bucket. So, but getting right back into it, again, Sabres lose 5-1. 35 shots on goal for the Sabres between both games to end this home and home. They split it. They were lucky to win on Wednesday night, and they got what they deserved tonight because that effort was absolutely inexcusable. Only goal coming from originally reported, actually, if you have the ESPN app, I think actually other goal apps too, they actually reported that Devin Levi scored the Sabres' lone goal, assisted from Casey Middlestat. Later on corrected, obviously, we all know it was Henry Jokiharju. But, originally reported it was Devin Levi getting his first career NHL goal while wearing a snapback behind the Sabres bench. I thought it was pretty funny. Probably the highest point of this game, in my opinion, was the laugh I got out of that. But yeah, just I really just don't know really how to go on anymore about this game. It was bad. It was really, really bad. I keep saying that was really, really bad just because it was. I'm going to read some quotes here from both Kyle Okposo and Casey Middlestat. Casey Middlestat, who has actually been more of a vocal leader. I've really liked his game so far this season. How can you have not have? From Middlestat, I definitely think we need more shots on net, more bodies at the net, but we got to get where we need to be. Our forecheck has been a little slow. Also from Casey Middlestat, that wasn't us tonight. I thought we got outworked. It's hard to sit here and make excuses. It was a poor effort from us for sure. Okposo, it's frustrating to come back at home and get behind the 8 ball so early. It's tough. We didn't get enough pucks behind them. They outworked us. That's something you should never say after a game. I want to add to that, after a game at home. Also from Okposo, I just think we didn't play with enough urgency right away. I don't think we started the game with purpose. We dipped our toe in, as I said earlier, rather than just jumping right in, as you should every single game. I think that is the biggest thing. Effort. How do you come out so flat on a Friday night where you're hoping to have a decent amount of fans in the building? It's a goat head night. It's a Friday night. People are looking for something to do, and attendance being kind of a big question mark this season. The Sabres have had a lot of optimism behind them. There's been a lot to be excited about. Whether you liked or disliked what they did in the offseason or didn't do in the offseason, there has been some excitement buzzing around this team. But, Bulldog, from WGR 550, he tweeted out near the end of the game. He goes, I'm guilty of this as well. But when you question the attendance and why it is the way it is and why fans are in that show me posture, tonight is the reason why. Tonight is the reason why. Because you go out and you have phenomenal efforts against Colorado and the Senators, two very difficult, very good hockey teams. You squeak out a win against a Flyers team, a hard to play against Flyers team. And then you go out and you lay an absolute fucking turd on the second of the home and home tonight. You had 13 shots on the first night, 22 shots tonight. That's not going to win you hockey games. It's just not. There's no urgency. There was no urgency tonight. And if you really think that playing with that type of effort is going to have you in a playoff hunt, 3 or 4 months from now, you are going to be sadly mistaken, because one of the things, if you're not really in the race by Thanksgiving, which is at the end of this month, that's a hole that you've dug yourself. That's going to be very hard to dig out of. And right now they sit 5-6, one win below 500. As of the other night, they were only 1 point out of a wild card spot. So it's not like it's, so unattainable that we can't get ourselves back into this. We're only 11 games into the season. Still have 71 games to go. So obviously there's a lot of hockey left to be played, and tomorrow is such a huge test in terms of the Atlantic Division. Austin Matthews, John Tavares, Mitch Marner, Willie Nylander, that is such a dangerous team offensively, and they are going to test you and they are going to push you, and you can't get away with the things that you got away with 2 nights ago against the Flyers and what you didn't get away with tonight against the Flyers. You have to have your head on a swivel in the offensive zone. They have players that will get behind you if you let them. You have to be aware. You have to play physical. You have to tie up bodies. You have to get pucks on net. They don't have the strongest goaltending. They don't. They haven't had like strong goaltending in years. The last great goaltender they had was Curtis Joseph, and how long that was? The 90s. Listen, you have to come out of the gates tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with purpose. Rob Ray on the broadcast tonight, like they're talking about him going to Toronto, how much he likes it, and he just ended it like, I just want to win. I want to win. Like, games against Toronto used to mean something so much more. We saw glimpses of it a few years ago with Eichel and Matthews, and they felt like they're both going to embrace that rivalry. We know how that went. He's in the rear view now, but you have Tage Thompson, you have Alex Tuck, born to be Sabre, future captain, assistant captain, whatever you may be. Rasmus Dahlin, hates Toronto. Like, you have these kids that are all willing to embrace that rivalry again, just like what the Bills are going through with Miami right now, and to a certain extent with like the Bengals. There is a buzz around this game tomorrow, and it's a big it's a good measuring point for the Sabres tomorrow night, trying to gauge where they might be. Can they skate with the Toronto Maple Leafs? I mean, they skated with Colorado, they skated with Ottawa, but Toronto's just a different animal. It's a divisional game. Not that Ottawa wasn't, but this is a bigger divisional game. A team expected to win the Atlantic. A team just built so much on speed, not just on their forward ranks, but off their back end too. So you have to be prepared, and you have to be ready straight off after puck drop. You can't come out of the gates like you did tonight if you want to win tomorrow. Absolutely not. I'll turn the game off after the first period. I don't even care how much I hate Toronto. I will not sit there and watch 3 periods of that effort again. No fucking way. Absolutely not. We do have a comment here in the Peanut Gallery. Quiet night tonight. I know it's just me, guys, but come on. My 34th birthday went to shit. My first game from Chris Durk. My 34th birthday went to shit. My first game this year I go to. My old man blowing up my phone during the night saying we need to fire Donnie because he's losing games like this is what cost us last year. I'm not going to sit there and say we should fire Don Granato, but losing games like this that you should win is what cost this team last year. You have been getting better goaltending. I'm not putting any of this on Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen tonight. It is not his fault. You played like garbage. You did not put forth a good enough of a team effort, not just defensively, but offensively. You're not going to win many games in this league, if any at all, just scoring 1 goal. This ain't the 90s anymore where, when Hasek and, Cujo, speaking of which, would, have a goaltending duel and, go into overtime tied at 1. Doesn't happen like that anymore. It's a high scoring league with superstars on every single team. There's so much parity along the league when it comes to talent, and you're not gonna win many games just scoring 1 again, if any at all. So you need to support your goaltender, not just defensively but offensively. And the Sabres barely were able to do that for 2 games straight. I mean, you win 5-2 with 13 shots on net. You lose 5-1. You only put 22 shots on net. You can't expect your goaltender to play like he did Wednesday night every single game. And now you're going to have Devin Levi get his first game back from injury, again, in one of the toughest arenas to play in the league, one of the toughest fan bases to play in front of, a Montreal kid. And this is like the other night on All Up and Listen, I flat out said, I'm not too sure if it's a great idea to put Devin in his first game back in Toronto. Not that I don't think he can handle the challenge. It's like it's his first game back from injury, probably a groin. And I felt like maybe he'd feel a little bit more comfortable playing at home in front of his fans. Well, with that effort we saw tonight, maybe it's a good thing we didn't start him, because I don't think you could put any goalie in the net tonight and it would have mattered much for Buffalo. It really wouldn't have. Another comment here from Chris Dirk. Best moment of the night was the Sabres app giving Devin Levi credit for the Sabres lone goal. I said that earlier, man. That was probably the highlight of the night, was seeing that notification on the phone that said Devin Levi had scored Buffalo's first and only goal. Thought that was hilarious. So I don't really have much left to say, guys. Turnberger effort tonight. They need to come out with some enthusiasm and passion. You saw the Dylan Cousins fight at the end. He got kind of dropped. But, I mean, at least you saw some passion there. And that's a guy, too, that you really need to get going. Like, Dylan has been very streaky so far in these first 11 games. He was invisible tonight up until that fight. Absolutely invisible. The one guy offensively that shows up every single night and gives an effort and doesn't, and honestly isn't, slacking off and isn't dogging it is Tage. Like, he's doing everything he can to put this team on his back when he has to. And he needs help. He needs support from the supporting cast. You just can't, get it from 2 or 3 games at a time and then it just disappears. He needs help. Your goaltending needs help. And it has to start tomorrow night against Toronto. Let's get back to 500. Let's go beat the Leafs. Leafs blow. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't even want to talk anymore about this effort tonight, because, like, it's one thing if you just get beat in a hockey game and it's just 2 teams slugging it out. Tonight was just effort and lack thereof, and I never want to sit through that again. No fucking way. Not a chance. At least on Wednesday night, there were goals going in for Buffalo, even with the lack of production and the lack of chances. The chances were still going in, the chances that you did get. And no Carter Hart. You had Earson back in that. No Couturier. You had everything going for you tonight. Hot off a win. You're going back into your building. You're playing in the Goatheads. And, they're missing Sean Couturier. They're missing their starting goalie. And you come out with that flat of an effort. I don't want to really talk too much more about it. So, with that being said, guys, remember, this has been brought to you by Fatty Beer Company, 7 different locations in Western New York. Make sure you get over there. Greet who is ever serving drinks behind the pine, and join the Mug Club. I can't stress that enough. Just a great perk that they offer at Fatty Beer. And go check out Buffalo Go, local apparel company, from the Sabres, the Bills, the Bisons, to the Bandits. You can't go wrong with all of their local designs. Unbelievable. I have many shirts and a few hats. And again, I can't stress it enough. Go get that Stefan 316 shirt. It's awesome. Or any of the different Josh Allen designs they have. Or, of course, the Buffalo Shield ball cap that they offer, the Buffalo hockey one. It's awesome. So that being said, guys, I'll hang up and listen. We will see you tomorrow night. Hopefully, we're having a much better conversation at the end of the night. It starts now. Countdown is over. My Twitter handle at DuaneS39 is now officially, for the next 24 hours, a Toronto Maple Leafs hate page. So make sure you follow along at DuaneS39, at 2 Goalies 1 Mike. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. I'll hang up and listen, guys. You have a good night, and go Sabres.
the difference.